the Women Changing the World podcast, a podcast on a mission to bring you some of the most amazing women I know who are doing incredible things to generally make the world a better place. From corporate sustainability to straight up magic and everything in between, you'll meet the real life humans who are birthing the new. I'm your host, Liz Best, and I'm here to amplify the stories and voices of women who are changing the world. And welcome to a special bonus intro episode to kick the Women Changing the World podcast back off this season. Where to start? For those of you who don't already know me, my name is Liz Best. I am the host of the Women Changing the World podcast. I am also an executive coach for Women Changing the World and the founder of the Girls Club Collective. And we're doing things a little bit differently on the podcast this season. I wanted to give you just a little update and tell you a little bit about why. We'll still keep talking to the same incredible women who are doing the hard work of changing the world. So don't worry, that part is not going away. But what I wanted to introduce for 2023, for our first sort of batch or season of episodes, is introduce a theme. So for this quote unquote season of the Women Changing the World podcast, everyone that I am interviewing and talking to will in some way, shape, or form, our conversation will touch on the theme of community. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One, as you may already know, if you've been in my world for a little while, I am completely reconfiguring my business model in 2023 to really put community, and specifically the Girls Club Collective, at the center of my business. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons that I will get into more in a subsequent solo episode. One, I think the women that I have the privilege of working with, like they are 100% the reason for my business, the reason that I do what I do. Two, I spend a lot of my time introducing amazing women to amazing women. And that's something I aspire to do with this podcast, is introduce and expose you to amazing women who are doing incredible things. And having a formal community where that can happen really just opens up so much possibility for what's possible. It allows me to, make those connections and introductions from a place of possibility and integrity. I feel like it really just creates the foundation that my business, I don't want to say it's been lacking, because we've certainly had a strong foundation over the past 3 years, but it just creates a foundation that feels really solid and nourishing and good as I think about what is going to allow my business to continue to evolve past the 3-year mark, well into the future. This kind of feels like the hub, if we were to picture my business as a wheel, this feels like the hub that's going to connect all the spokes that maybe has been missing. Or maybe in the past, I've been the hub. Again, I love what I do. I love who I work with. And my business is not about me. It's not. It's about you. It's about the people I serve. And while, again, I'm honored to show up and be a part of the magic, and it's I love my business. It's my baby, but also it's about so much more than me. And so I really think the Girls Club Collective and this community and this revamp and reimagining of what a community-centered business model can be is just going to open up, again, so much more space for abundance and possibility and magic in the coming years. I wanted to take the time to really focus our conversations this year around the idea of community, of how community can be supportive in an entrepreneurial journey, of different types of communities, different experiences that community builders have had. Because one, those are the people that I'm very much learning from right now. And I definitely always want to be as transparent as possible in sharing what I'm learning, who I'm learning from, what that looks like with all of you. I also, I was actually listening to the We Can Do Hard Things podcast this morning, which, as those of you who read my newsletter may know, is like one of the podcasts that I listen to most religiously. And in a conversation on a completely different topic, something that Glennon Doyle shared is like, she's like, I don't want to just report back on the ta-da moment. Like, it doesn't feel an integrity for me to just be like, wow, we did it. Here's how. And certainly, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, as as this launches, as this comes to live in the world, as it comes to hit like big milestones in terms of like, membership and like all of the things, I 100% want to share those celebratory moments with you. But I also want to let you in behind the scenes, like, while we're in progress. And that means there may be things that like I'm thinking about or that I'm sharing that may not stand the test of time and that may change and evolve with time. Like, I am learning as I go. I think for me, 2023 and last year too are like really huge years for messy action. And as a recovering perfectionist, that's like a very, very new concept for me. But I thought it would be fun. And again, I thought it would be aligned with sort of like what the work that I want to do in the world, for me to share this part of the journey with you, and let you in on kind of like where we're at along the way. So with that context, I'm so excited for you to jump in. We have conversations again this season with some of the most incredible community leaders, people who are just doing amazing work to bring people together, to truly change and revolutionize how we change the world. And I'm so excited for you to get to meet them, to get to hear their stories. Yeah, I just cannot wait to share all of this magic with you. So thank you so much for taking the time to orient yourself to kind of where we're at and where we're going. And please, please, please never hesitate to reach out and let me know if there's someone that I should be talking to, someone you want to hear from, ideas that you have, topics for us to cover. I am here for all of it. So cheers to 2023, to the year of community and a year of showing up imperfectly and taking messy action. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Women Changing the World podcast. Please rate and review the Women Changing the World podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe for future episodes. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is liz.best, that's lis.best, or you can find me on LinkedIn by searching my name, Liz Best. Join my mail list by visiting elizabethbest.com/monthly meditation, and you'll receive all the latest updates on events, retreats, and opportunities to work with me, plus a monthly love note from my heart to your inbox. I am so excited to keep in touch, and I'll see you in the next episode.